Welcome back. Let me go straight to Professor Jaideep Biswas, professor at Kachar College and a leading analyst. Professor Jaideep Biswas, you have heard well-known commentator Dr. Prasenjit Biswas saying, or maybe you had also said that, basically, if there is a tight situation, if there is a neck and neck kind of a result, then Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma will be a very, very important player because he has proved very, very well all these years in that he is a very good alliance man. He can hold an alliance together, he can create new alliances, and no wonder he has been made the convener of NEDA by the BJP. Mr. Jaideep Biswas, what do you think is your assessment? Do you think if it is a tight situation, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma will play a much more important role?
Well, Wasbir, I'm just coming to your specific question a little later. Just allow me maybe 60 seconds to so that I can make very quick couple of points. First, a question has been raised quite expectedly, quite usually, about the veracity and a kind of predictability of the exit polls that we have in hand today. Now, we know that these are like any statistical focus which can predict, and they may go either way. Of course, that there is always a margin of error. Now, the man who has done extensively work on this issue is undoubtedly the doyen of psychology in the country, Dr. Trinoy Rai. And he has given us a huge research work on it, and we know that by now that in 82% of the cases, I repeat, in 82% of the cases, assembly elections exit polls go right. That is the strike rate for the assembly elections exit polls based on all the polls between 1980 and 2019. If we go by that, then the numbers that are before us, they tell us that there is a high chance of BJP coming back to power. Now, the question is the number. Will the BJP get back to power with comfortable majority, with a pre-poll alliance, and with no requirement for any further poaching into any other party's domain? If that is the situation, then I think the BJP top leadership can take a call in a rather comfortable situation. But there is every likelihood this time around, as the numbers are showing, that there may be a not so easy kind of a situation where the BJP plus may not really come up with the magic figure 64. In that case, as I said earlier also, I'll repeat it again, that Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma will definitely be a key man, not because of the fact that he is very smart, but because of the fact that he has got the experience and exposure both to really work with almost all the political parties in the state, and as particularly the key figures in various political parties. Last point, Dr. Rajdeep Rai, our MP, my younger brother, Rajdeep already has given a kind of an indication that Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma is now senior enough to stake claim for the chief ministership. He didn't say those in as many words, but there is an indication in what he really said. So definitely, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma is very much in the run, I must say. Yeah.
Very much in the run. Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma very much in the run, and actually the India Today poll also shows that he has got a lead as far as popularity for the next Chief Minister of Assam is concerned. I will come to Dr. Rajdeep Roy right now, but quickly before that, we have got a reaction from Assam BJP President, Mr. Ranjit Das. Let's take a look what he said on the exit poll projections.
পাবলৈ সক্ষম নহ'লেও আমি লেটাৰ বা ডিষ্টিংশ্যন পাম বুলি কৈ আহিছিলোঁ আৰু আজি সেইটোৱে সত্য প্ৰমাণিত হ'বলৈ গৈ আছে। আজিৰ কথা লৈ পেলাই মই নকওঁ, কিন্তু 2 তাৰিখে নিশ্চিত ৰূপত অসমৰ ৰাইজে আমাক ক্লিয়াৰ মেণ্ডেট দিব। আৰু আমি আনকি কাইলৈ ভাৰতীয় জনতা পাৰ্টীয়ে আমাৰ ৰাজ্যিক সমিতিয়ে কাইলৈ কোনটো সমষ্টিত কিমান হাজাৰ ভোট পাম আমি কাইলৈ সেইটোও কৈ দিম। কাৰণ কিয় আমাৰ প্ৰায় 4,47,000 পৃষ্ঠা প্ৰমুখ আছে, আৰু পৃষ্ঠা প্ৰমুখৰ হিচাপবোৰ ইতিমধ্যে আহি পাইছে। আজি নিশাৰ ভিতৰত তেওঁলোকৰ হিচাপবোৰ আমাৰ কম্পাইল কৰা হৈ যাব।
Okay, Ranjit Das, the Assam BJP president, they are saying that they were trying to get 100, but they will be satisfied with the distinction, that is 80 seats. Typical Ranjit Das there, commenting in his own typical style. Dr. Rasdeep Roy, coming to you, now Barak Valley has always played the 15 Balkh seats in the Barak Valley. The 15 seats has been always critical. Like the 12 seats in the Bodo Heartland are also critical. Similarly, the 15 seats in the Barak Valley are critical. But isn't it a fact this time that the BJP is not going to perform as well as it had done in the past, at least in 2016 in the Barak Valley, because the Congress and the AIUDF had come together and you are going to lose at least 2 to 3 seats compared to what you did in 2016?
Now, I'll hit the nail directly on the head. I have been always maintaining since my political days, start of my political days, that in electioneering, it is actually not arithmetic which counts. I will give you a slight example of Lok Sabha. I'll take you back to Lok Sabha 2019 and take you to the results of Mongoldoi constituency and Silchar constituency. AIUDF did not give a candidate and AIUDF votes were transferred to Congress candidate in both these seats. Now what the arithmetic calculation, mathematical calculation says that if AIUDF votes plus Congress votes get together, the BJP is not going to win. And it has a record of such this thing over the past few elections. If there is not a strong third candidate, the BJP does not win in those seats. But what we have seen when the results were declared on 23rd May of 2019, that all these arithmetical calculation went to the wind actually, and ultimately the BJP candidates in both Mongoldoi and Silchar won by a huge and a massive margin. Now here also, if you think that this always takes an arithmetical platform, and it does not happen like that in politics. In politics, they look at the candidate, they look at the agenda, they look what is the implication of a person winning in future, what will happen. And that has been happening in Barak Valley. The best results for Barak Valley, for BJP rather, was in 1991 when BJP had 9 MLA and 2 MP. Now just before this election, BJP had 8 MLAs and 2 MPs. And I'm telling you for sure, obviously I am slightly, on the tenterhooks, I'm slightly excited seeing the result. BJP is being shown as in double figure. I'll not go to 13 maybe. But then, well, yes, 10 is an achievable number for Bharatiya Janata Party in this election. And BJP will emulate the 1991 status of the party. And I can assure you, Bharatiya Janata Party MLAs will play a big role in the development of Barak Valley and assimilation between Barak Valley and Brahmaputra Valley, which has not been done by the Congress MLAs and the Congress leadership of last 60-70 years. But the BJP leaders of Barak Valley nowadays are more at home when they go to Brahmaputra Valley, or the Brahmaputra Valley leaders are more at home and they can speak in fluent Bengali. The Bengali leaders go to Brahmaputra Valley and speak in fluent Assamese. The assimilation is taking place under BJP leadership, BJP rule, BJP ideology, and I can promise you that the next time the India government comes to power, the BJP chief minister, whoever he or she, will have more of assimilation between the two valleys.
Right. I'll go to Dr. Rajiv Hendik, but Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, do you think, the Congress, assuming that the entire exit polls have gone wrong and the Congress and the Mahajot comes to power with good numbers, do you think it will be easy for them to choose a chief minister? Because already 2 names are circulating in the exit polls. One, that of Gaurav Gogoi, and the other, that of the party president Ripun Bora. In fact, some of the projections have given Gaurav Gogoi ahead of Ripun Bora. So what's going on?
Congress has its own dynamics, as you know, and Congress party has its own way of resolving this kind of a tension. So that's a part. What I can see from your question is this possibility of a different kind of an electoral combination. Let's say between linguistic and religious minorities and a section of Assamese middle classes, whether they have come together, whether tea garden laborers votes have swung to the other side from the BJP. Now, if this kind of a permutation and combination has happened, so it cannot be very clean number. It will be rather a very tough contested kind of a number and neck to neck kind of a contest where
But
there
can
will
I
be
ask- can
differences
I ask
very,
you,
very small
Prasenjit,
and very many
Prasenjit,
marginal seats.
Yeah, Prasenjit,
Yeah,
can I
sure.
ask you a direct question? Now we have got two broad combinations in
Sure.
Assam. One is the BJP-led alliance, other is the Congress-led alliance. Now, who is in the Congress-led alliance? The main component in the Congress-led alliance, apart from the Congress, of course, is the AIUDF. Now, my direct question to you, will you be surprised or will you reject outright, can you reject outright the possibility of the AIUDF eventually dumping the Congress and siding with the BJP? Why was the AIUDF so worried that, right 20 days ago they had taken their MLAs to Jaipur for no rhyme or reason and then brought them back in the middle of this pandemic? What's going on? Do you think that means within the AIUDF there is a fear that some of their MLAs can jolly well go and side with the BJP?
I can say that there is some kind of rethinking about the future of the alliance in the Mahajot. Similarly, some kind of rethinking is there between AGP, AJP and Riser Dal, whether regional blocks can come together. Now, in this kind of a situation, it will be possible to have a government by having a realignment of forces only and only if Dr. Hemanta Biswa Sharma is in the forefront. Otherwise, these possible realignments will remain at the level of speculation. Although in the pattern of voting, we have seen a certain kind of recombination than the usual type of voting in Assam this time. So therefore, I would emphasize on one single point, the charismatic leadership of Dr. Hemanta Biswa Sharma could be a rallying point for a realignment of even BJP and the other opposition bloc. BPF may as well come back.
Let me
so
take
therefore, there are all kinds of possibilities.
Very interesting analysis. I'm running short of time. Dr. Rajiv Hendik, very interesting comments by Dr. Prasenjit Biswas.
Yes.
More or less, he has said that there can be a realignment of forces. Not that, it's final. The Congress-led Mahajot, it's not that they are intact because they are themselves worried. Otherwise, why would they take their MLAs to some other place and keep them huddled together somewhere? And do you agree with Prasenjit Biswas that, there could be realignment of forces? He has, of course, given a rider. He says that is possible if Dr. Hemanta Biswa Sharma is at the forefront. A lot of people would like to come and back him.
Absolutely. You see, Dr. Hemanta Biswa Sharma has been in power for the last 2 decades. It's no mean fact, and he has handled ministries right from planning and development to now all the important ministries, finance, PWD, health and education. So it's no mean feat actually, and that too also combined with that the electoral strategist as an electoral strategist, the amount of energy, the tenacity with which he actually goes forward, all these combined. I think that is the reason why India today, in that poll, it showed a 1 percentage point, in favor of him over the incumbent chief minister. So it will be very interesting to see what Prasenjit Biswas has said. The realignment of regional forces, that also is possible, but the fulcrum would again be because for any political alignment, for any political party, there are need of leaders, organization and resources, and you need a person who will be able to gravitate all of these, and that is what Dr. Sharma has profusely, and that is the reason actually whatever election, whatever mathematics, electoral mathematics or whatever discussion on the electoral front goes on in Assam, no one can actually deny the importance of Dr. Sharma.
Absolutely, you love him or hate him, but you cannot ignore Dr. Hemanta Biswa Sharma. That is the moral of the story. A lot of our panelists have said that actually in today's discussion. I've completely run out of time. I could not bring for the last comments many of our panelists. I hope they will understand, apologize for that. I thank all my panelists for participating on this special broadcast on exit polls and the viewers for watching the show. Good night and goodbye. We'll meet at 7 a.m. on the 2nd of May to bring you the real results. I'll be live from the studios of Northeast Live from 7 a.m. onwards, and I'd expect each one of my esteemed panelists who are today to join me also during the day on the 2nd of May. Dr. Rajdeep Roy, special request to you, Rajiv Hendik, Swapnanil Barua, Dr. Prasenjit Biswas, Dr. Joydeep Biswas, Mr. Amrit Khatanyar, Mr. Netraranjan Chaudhary, and of course there will be few other panelists of the show. Once again, I take it that you have accepted our request right now. Thank you very much for being on the show, and thanks to viewers for watching the show. Good night and goodbye.